I think it's definitely on the table, and it has been for a long time already. I think that most people are well aware that this could well happen, given what we've seen happen to Mexico and Canada, but of course also to China. We think it's very much in the cards that it will happen come November, but obviously it very much depends on how these negotiations develop, and in that sense, I think that there is something to smile about for Germans, because at least the intermediate results, talking about beef, is something that I think is quite encouraging.
So how would the Germans or the Eurozone at large respond to this? Obviously, responding to the U.S.-China trade spat, we've already seen the ECB step up its stimulus game. We're going back to the easing game, potentially more QE. We'll see probably a cut in the depot rate. If we see those additional tariffs, is that going to be enough, or do we need to see some fiscal stimulus on top of the monetary?
Well, I think that fiscal stimulus is definitely something that also the ECB is asking for, right? I mean, it's been quite clear that the ECB has said that in case a negative event were to happen, that there would likely have to be more fiscal stimulus to come on top of monetary stimulus that we're already looking at. Now, come September, it very much looks like the ECB will indeed step up its game, will act more. And I think that the ECB has already taken into account that these car tariffs might very well happen. It's a story that has been playing out over the past months, has already, in advance of anything happening, resulted in lower investment and more uncertainty, especially in the car sector. But I think this has already been having an impact industry-wide. So it's something that's already been taken into account by the ECB. So will be part also of the measures that will come September. And then, of course, looking further into the year, if indeed something were to materialize, then the ECB would see if it would have to step up again.
Bert, on the topic of fiscal stimulus, I mean, if I look at Germany, where bond yields are trading, I mean, they could so easily be issuing more debt right now. But we just heard last week from the German finance minister, Olaf Scholz, really against the case for issuing more debt, more stimulus. So is it realistic? Is there anything that could happen that you see, or could realistically happen, that would cause the Germans to be more friendly toward the idea of more stimulus?
Yes, well, indeed. I mean, they seem to be very much against it, right? But at the same time, if Germany were to come closer to negative growth and output, maybe a recession even, they were already quite close at the end of last year, then, of course, it would mean that sound fiscal policy would mean that they would become more expansionary. And I think that that is something that, if indeed that were to happen, that the Germans have plenty of space to start doing something. And that will be a key moment to see whether indeed then we will continue to see some anti-cyclical measures, and that would mean that the Germans would start to spend more. And it's not just Germany, right? I mean, I stand in Amsterdam. In the Netherlands, it's more or less the same. There's plenty of space, but it doesn't seem the time right now for governments to step up yet, as the economy is still growing and in decent shape. Unemployment's quite low. But if indeed we were to see a recession happen, then we'll see whether they will step up.
I don't see this happening, Bert. I don't see the Germans spending more, because they want their balanced budget, and politically it's too insensitive, and that's probably also the case in the Netherlands. Why would they go down this route and damage their chances politically, given that so many elections, regional or federal ones, are around the corner? Unless we see those economies, the really rich economies, slipping to a recession, I just don't think that's on the cards.
No, but that's exactly what I think as well. If indeed a recession were not to happen with unemployment this low, it seems too early for these economies to start moving towards a big fiscal stimulus agenda. But if indeed we are to get a recession and unemployment starts to move back up again, then of course it will become politically very difficult not to start spending. And that, I think, would be the right moment for these countries to start moving. You know, they could already start early, but it seems that that's culturally too difficult to do.
Hi, I'm Joanna Bersecci, and thank you for watching. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more from CNBC International. Thank you for watching.